Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Amagi. Now this match is going to be pretty interesting. This is going to be one of those, I'm going to get up, but I'm going to survive. I'm going to do what I got to do to get myself to the end game. And I am going to work with a teammate to set up and take advantage of Crossfires. So this is going to be kind of one of those teaching moments for you battleship captains out there, especially those of you who are newer to battleships, or maybe those of you who have been in battleships a long time but are frustrated with how you end up dead so quickly. This is going to be a good one to showcase a little bit of that, what you have to do sometimes in order to survive. Because one thing that I've noticed is that people just do not ever think about disengaging. I know, it's crazy. Your battleship moves around and it's capable of disengaging, even after you make huge mistakes. Now, if you get deleted because you make a huge mistake, there's nothing you can do about that. Just move on to the next game, right? We've all been there. Ain't not a single person, I know that sounded stupid, ain't not a single person out here has ever been, anyway. Like I said, there's not a single person who has gotten to any point in this game, especially higher tiers, who hasn't at some point or another been death struck because they make a stupid move right off the bat. And I'm no exception to this rule. We all know that, oh my god, really? Of course. Now, I make a stupid mistake right there. What did I do? I put out a single fire while there's still a potential to be set on fire because we have a Suja out there who's going to continue to shoot at us. But also, a British battleship in the Lion who tends to shoot HE. Yeah, I deserve that. I can't even be mad at that one. That's all me, baby. Like, a lot of people will give me a little bit of flack because they'd be like, Spark, you complain way too much about everything. And I would agree with you most of the time. However, there are also a lot of times where I go, that was just stupid of me. Why would I do that? I know better, and I do it anyway. And this is one of those times. I'm in a Japanese battleship now. If you guys didn't know, Japanese battleships have a faster cooldown. Well, I say faster cooldown. It's not so much that it's a faster cooldown, because I believe the cooldown on your damage control is still 80 seconds for Japanese as well as pretty much every other battleship, with the exception of the Russians and the German battle cruisers. But what they do have that the Japanese are really notorious for is a shorter duration of the damage con. Now, what does that mean? Well, Spartan, I don't understand. Well, the damage con has a duration, a period of immunity, if you will, from when you activate it till the time that it actually goes on cooldown. And during that time, you will not take any fires or floods. Or, I'm not sure, actually, I think you can still take module damage. You can have your guns knocked out and stuff, I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've seen that, but it's possible. So I'm not going to say that that's not the case. But at least fires and floods you're immune to for a period of either 20 or 30 seconds, depending on your build, or depending on what nation you're running. I know the Americans is 30 seconds, and I know that, oh my god, we got rid of that Akatsuki. That Akatsuki, I'm not exactly sure what he was thinking, but he was wrong. But, yeah. This is one of those situations where we've put ourselves in a position where we got ourselves into trouble early. We took a lot of damage from fires. Now, the good thing about fires, you can heal it back. Fires and floods are 100% capable of being healed back, as long as you've got the repair parties to do so. You can heal all of the fires and floods back that you take. A lot of people don't realize that. So they pop heals too early, or they don't put themselves in a position. Now, did you see the amount of damage that that Lion just took? You notice the battleship that's in the middle of the map looking my direction? That's a Richelieu. And the Richelieu is in a position to take advantage of a crossfire that I created. Now, I didn't realize that the Richelieu was there right away. But I did realize it after the Richelieu took half this man's health. So, I am now going to be aware of the Richelieu's position, and I am going to take advantage of what the Richelieu is going to be able to provide, which is either a crossfire where he gets to take advantage of the guy bow tanking me, or I get to take advantage of the guy bow tanking him. Now, because of this fact, rather than continuing around to the right side of this island, I'm going to double back. Now, I'm not detected, so he has no idea what I'm doing right now. He doesn't have a plane up or anything, so he can't see me. So this is going to allow me to get the drop on this man. Now, the reason I'm doing this is simple. Crossfire. I already said it, right? We're going to set up a crossfire. He either bow tanks me or he bow tanks the Richelieu. He can't do it to both of us. Now, if I'd have continued around that island, he'd have been able to, or he would have been able to effectively angle against both me and the Richelieu. And that's not ideal. The other thing that this is going to give us is the ability to jump out from behind this guy and have a solid look at him without taking any damage in return. Which is something that we desperately need, given the fact that we've lost a third of our health early in this match. I say early, it's officially mid-game. But it's not over yet. This game could still easily go either direction. Now, Lion pushes towards the Richelieu, but as you can see, he's over-angled. Now, British battleships have a nasty flaw in which you can citadel them pretty easily through the rear, as we just showcased. Now, that being said, he's about to turn basically full broadside to me, and this is where it gets a lot harder. Unless it's a Vanguard, in which case it's like guaranteed citadels. But if it's any other British battleship and it turns broadside like this, you're not really likely to citadel them, because they tend to have a submerged citadel. So while we are going to punch him in the mouth, we're not going to finish him off. And that's going to leave him alive for the Richelieu to finish off. Now, just like that, we've doubled our damage output for the most part. Went from 28,000 to 54,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Spartan, it's not a very good game. But again, some of these games aren't about damage. It's not always about trying to make myself look good. I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, Spartan only plays or only posts the videos that makes him look good. I see it all the time on Facebook and in the community discords and on Reddit and stuff. People think that I don't read that stuff. Trust me. If it says Spartan anywhere, I've probably read it. Because I'm slightly vain. I don't know if you guys know this. It's kind of a thing. But because of that, I see all those comments, and I like to point out the fact that, oh my god, that Suja is kind of begging for it. If he sails in a straight line, this could be juicy. Maybe not. Okay, but because I read that stuff, I look at it, I'm like, no, not all of them. I post a lot of videos that are, you know, teaching moments, and this is one of them. Now, don't get me wrong, most of my videos are higher damage games that are exciting and whatnot for one reason or another, but it's not usually because it makes me look good. I don't really care about how I look in terms of my gameplay, because I already know that I'm above average at best. We've all heard me say it multiple times, and this Suja, at the very last second, decides he wants to turn away, which probably saves his life here, because, you know, he's just begging for it. Every single time that thing gets shot at is a potential dev strike, because it's a Japanese cruiser. Japanese cruisers are notorious for being dev struck. Suja gets away with a lot more than most of the Japanese cruisers, but at the end of the day, it's still a Mogami class. It's just 152mm guns. And so it's very susceptible to the same weaknesses as the rest of the Japanese heavier cruisers, such as Mogami, Miyoko, and so on and so forth, which we all know and love for every time that they get seen broadside, because they're pretty much guaranteed dev strikes, as we scored our citadel on the Suja. Now, Suja goes down quickly after. We're up to 84,000 damage, and that leaves this Iowa. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. This Iowa's going to get away with it for way too long here. Like, I need him spotted right now. I'm in a beautiful position to take advantage of a crossfire. Now, notice that I didn't like double back and follow the Richelieu around the right side of the map. No, I'm coming to the left side. Why? Again, setting up the crossfire. If he bow tanks the Richelieu, then I've got a broadside. If he bow tanks me, then Richelieu has a broadside. As long as you split up... Oh, hello. Speaking of broadside. Hello, Iowa. Come on, baby. Wait. Look at that dispersion. That's about as good a dispersion as you're ever going to see out of the Amagi. And a solid hit. 6 out of 10 shells managed to find their way. And we are at 101,000 damage. And this Iowa's realizing pretty quickly that he ain't getting out of this. However, this Iowa is definitely not expecting what's about to happen to him shortly. But anyway, like I said, setting up the crossfires, taking advantage of where your teammate is, even if they're not, we're not working together. It's not like the Richelieu and I have comms going. You can see I'm not even talking in chat. I've got the little muted thing in the bottom left corner. I don't, oh my God. Auto aim for the win. Wait for it. Come on. Pow! Down he goes. You don't get away with that twice, usually. Not in an Iowa. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. A little bit of a disengage and then take advantage of your teammates working together. And again, it's not always about that you guys consciously make the effort to work together. Sometimes it's just about recognizing where your teammates are and taking advantage of their positioning to help you or vice versa. At some point in the match. So as a battleship captain, you've got to pay attention to the map. You've got to know what's around you. You've got to take advantage of the situations where you can push a flank. And most battleship captains don't do that. Most battleship captains want to sit bow in or flat broadside all the time, as Iowa just showed. And they never really take advantage of their mobility to get around the edges and set up those crossfires and try to play off of your teammates. Everybody's so worried about sticking close to everybody that they don't ever want to go out wide and potentially take and set up those crossfires. Now, you, like I've said in the past, you're not always going to be the one that benefits from the crossfire. But at the end of the day, the name of the game is to win. And if your teammates are getting to take advantage of crossfires, getting broadside shots at people while you're bow tanking, then that's also a win, right? Like, either way, the person's getting dealt with. So, hopefully this gets through to you guys and that you guys enjoy this. I know, not a super high damage game, not that exciting, but great teaching moments that I think that especially newer battleship captains need to learn. But even some of those older battleship captains who were set in their ways of sitting at the back of the map, reversing or just staying bow in at 18 kilometers the entire game and complaining that you're getting burned down because you're in wide open waters and you can't disengage because you're not willing to move. So let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see more videos that are more informative like this, or would you rather see more of the videos that I'm used to making, which is the higher damage games where we just have a good time? You know I'm going to give you both, but I would like to know what you guys are more interested in. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.